let's imagine that I'm a student. So I'm going to go into this first folder that has all these different assignments that my teacher has given me. Let's go to exchanging information and ideas. Alright, so I read the directions that I'm supposed to be creating a goal with my teacher, and then eventually I'll be submitting evidence and getting feedback, and then kind of turning it back in and getting it back, and turning it back in and getting it back, and so on and so forth. So let's look at the document. So this is kind of what I'm working on. So it looks like I have a goal already. Okay, I have a goal. So I have a rubric here that my teacher has shared with me. So I know what my goal is. He or she worked with me to develop this goal of being able to sustain a conversation or discussion with native speakers, so on and so forth, that I want to get to the bridging level. So the teacher really facilitated my creation of this goal already. So something that we've been working on in class, maybe it was a project or just maybe even a discussion assignment that I felt that I could use as evidence that I've met expanding or bridging, or it's just something that reflects this kind of work. So I put the date of that work, I attached a link. This one is to a wee video, but it could be to a document, it could be to an audio recording, it could be to a podcast, it could be a lot of different things. And then my teacher would let me know what the level was and give me some feedback. So I'm going to submit the assignment. And yes, I'm ready to submit. Okay, and then next I'm going to go show you the teacher side of it. Now we're on the teacher side of things, and as a teacher I'm going to go in to find that same assignment, exchanging information and ideas. So when I open that as a teacher, I see the directions that students would see. Here's the rubric I'm going to be using that I created using the rubric maker. And so I'm going to go to submissions, and here's Chris's work. So if I'm reading Chris's work, I re-examine his goal, and then I pretend that I wrote this feedback for Chris. As a teacher, I also have the option from Google Read and Write, so it's integrated this technology into this assignment to highlight this comment and leave an audio comment if I so chose. So I'm going to give the student expanding. So because I give the student expanding, that tells him or her, well, sorry, in this case, I guess telling Chris, that he qualified for expanding. He's supposed to take my feedback and then make some changes on his next evidence submission. So I would expect to see some growth. So then for grading, I would just go up to grading, click on the rubric, click expanding, and I click save. So once I click save, it's going to save his grade, and then I can click unsubmit, and that's going to give it back digitally to Chris. Now let's go back to Chris's side. Here we are back on Chris's side of things. So I maybe got a notification that something was graded, so I'm going to go over here to grades as a student. And I can see that something was graded, so I got a 2 out of 3 from my teacher. But I can't see the feedback here. I can click on here to see the rubric, but I want to go back to my document, so that link will take me there. I will go to my document. Okay, and then as I go down my document, I can see that my teacher's left me some thoughtful feedback. So as a student, I'm going to look at my work, the feedback from my teacher, my goal. I'm going to reflect on that and write a very thoughtful reflection. Okay, on my work and what I need to do next time. So then, as a student, I would keep this document, right? I have the right to submit it again because my teacher unsubmitted it back to me. So now the next time I have something to submit as evidence that, based on my own reflection and my goal, I think that I can do better, I can submit just like I did up here, enter my evidence, I can put the date of that, and then I would submit it to my teacher. My teacher would go the same process, give me feedback, grade me on the rubric, and give me feedback, and then I would receive it back, and then the process is iterative, and it would go back and forth, hopefully showing student growth over time. So in this sense, students get multiple chances to to improve and reflect on their work through the both tools of using HyperDocs and also using the tools that Schoology provides.